Hey gang, little update on Mr. C, also known as Charlie, the Bull Terrier. Coming along nicely. Come on, bud. How you doing? He's been a really interesting guy. Came in, lots of stuff as far as, bite history stuff. So, of course, starting off very, very cautious. And as you know, my mantra, assume the worst until you know better. It'll help keep you safe in all contexts, whether that's you being a trainer or having adopted a new dog or being a foster person or working rescue, whatever it is, you can't go wrong with assume the worst until you know better. Let's go. I'm trying to showcase you, bud. No hiding out. So, yeah, so assume the worst until you know better. Great strategy. Keep you safe. But Charlie, with his history, the bite history and some of the peculiar behavior stuff that was in his contact form and shared via his owners, we're not really seeing anything unpredictable, worrisome, obsessive. We're not seeing any, the typical kind of stuff of lots of circling or tail mutilation. Or any other just kind of very peculiar Bull Terrier-ish kind of peculiarities that we've seen many times in the past. So that's all good news. Now, why are we seeing this versus what his folks are seeing? Now that's the next part of the equation, what we've got to try and get to the bottom of. And what we're slowly doing strategy-wise is giving him more and more freedom the further along he gets in the program, to where we can safely take more chances, take more risks, give him more freedom, and see if more freedom, less restrictions, less structure, tend to kind of elicit these behaviors that have been problematic for the owners. My guess is that a lack of structure and Charlie, you're hiding out in the shadows again. Come on, bud. I'm like trying to showcase this guy. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go hang out over here. So my guess at this point is a lack of structure, possibly way too much freedom, possibly way too much affection, way too much excitement, unintentionally not only allowing but inviting a more kind of aroused, revved up, chaotic kind of state might have created, along with, just to be clear, along with a lack of clear understanding of the social hierarchy, the social dynamics of humans in charge, dog listening to humans, and humans issuing consequences, dogs not issuing consequences. Without a clear understanding of that, and then the other things going hand in hand as far as less structure, more affection, more just kind of light, easy stuff. And once again, I'm speculating here because I don't know all this for sure at this point, but this is what I'm going with kind of as I'm kind of trying to take this apart and get to the bottom of what's happening. That's what I'm, at this point, that's what I'm kind of leaning on. And that's no criticism or diss on the owners. It's a very easy situation to get into, especially with a dog that's like cute, playful, frisky, fun like this guy. It can be a very easy space to fall into. And then next thing you know, you've got a dog who's got a predisposition, a proclivity to get overly aroused, overly revved up, and then make poor decisions, or adding on the piece of not feeling like there's a clear social hierarchy, clear social structure and dynamics in place. Then things that he just likes, things that he feels uncomfortable with, things he wants to change, he's going to go ahead and do that kind of stuff. Whether that's been, as you know, owners have like come out of the bathroom at night, and he's bitten them in those situations and in other situations. So I think there's several things in play here, and we're working, like I said, to get to the bottom of them. We're seeing really great stuff, and so, you know, well, you can kind of reverse engineer it. Okay, so what are we sharing? We're sharing lots of structure, lots of restrictions, lots of rules, very, very clear conversations in all the little moments of the social structure, the social hierarchy, what role we wish to play in his life. And also, if we see him starting to get over the top aroused with anything, we absolutely shut that down. So there's a lot of ensuring that he stays in his best space, but there's also a lot of making sure that he's absolutely crystal clear on what his position is as far as a dog in a human world. And so if we reverse engineer that, then that's very likely why we're not seeing the same stuff, which helps us then put into place. Charlie, you're really making videoing you hard. Which makes diagnosing and then recommending how the owners need to move forward with him a bit clearer. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at right now. But like I said, still got a long ways to go, and we're still working on... Charlie, what are you doing? Hi. So we're still working on getting more clarity on him. Charlie. Good boy. Who he is, when he is allowed more freedom, less restrictions, less structure. So we're going to almost in some ways purposefully sabotage some of our program in order to see if we can elicit some of the issues that might be going on in the home. It's an interesting strategy, but if we can provoke the same behaviors that the owners are getting by how do I put this, by kind of dismantling our own training program, then that starts to give us some indicators of what's likely in play and what's going on and what's transpiring with this dude. So anyways, Charlie, have you successfully tied yourself around the tree? Let's go. Come on. This way. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyways, so that's the update with Charlie so far. And hopefully that gives you guys some insight into how we work with, you know, dogs with bite histories and things like that. Obviously, came in muzzled, and we absolutely assume the worst until we know better, but we don't know as in past tense. We're gaining information, and so we're moving from there. But like I said, this is an ongoing process, and we're just working to try and get more and more information so we can help the owners moving forward live safely with this guy by figuring out what the heck exactly is going on in their home environment. And so just to sum it up, what we've done so far is created a very stable, very predictable, safe dog. And so now what we're going to start doing is, as we get more training underway, this might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but more training to where we have more control when we need it, then creating more freedom, a little bit more chaos, strategic chaos, to see if that starts to elicit any other issues, and then we can kind of pinpoint what the heck's going on, and then help the owners moving forward not do that stuff, so they can have a nice life with this guy. So anyways, that's what's cooking with Mr. C. Right, bud? Hi. And we'll keep you guys posted. All right, Mr. C, say goodbye.